and Darkness are like the only ones outside I would go to read other books. That's not counting Transformers. I mean Transformers. Like, okay, you're reading that. I'm like, oh, just. I'm always a sucker of Transformers.
I've
Oh,
read the Power Rangers book, I think by Boom Studios.
yeah,
Those are pretty solid,
those are
which is
really.
surprising.
They do it better than the show.
Yeah, surprisingly so. It's actually a better book
I'm,
than the
I'm,
show.
I'm a little bit like, well, why don't we get these fuckers there? Just shit, they're perking out some interesting. Like, granted, they're not censored, and what
Right.
Power Rangers now is, it's very censored,
It's for
and
kids.
yeah, it's a kid show, and you have a comic book that's like teenagers, adulthood, around that area.
Yeah.
Wow, I would love to see that.
I
Yeah,
remember. Have you seen the bootleg Power Rangers trailer where it's like really adult? I think it was like banned on YouTube because I think
Oh,
it was like a fan film.
they got bad.
Yeah, it got banned because it was like super R rated and stuff, and like kids were like not parents were like not happy about it because Power Rangers is for kids. So parents like saw this bootleg trailer, this like fan film on YouTube, and it was like super R rated, like gore, drugs, sex. I was like, God damn! Like this is the Power Rangers I want to see in movies. I
Yeah,
want to
as a
see a rated R
kid.
live action Power Rangers movie.
Dang.
I'll just say this. I mean, for me, I'll just kind of use Transformers for example. I mean, for Transformers, Megatron joins the Autobots. That
What?
is, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. He does.
he's a
He
good
does.
guy.
Yeah, he's
In the
in
comics?
in the old continuity. This is the old continuity before they rebooted. There was a point where Megatron just realized there was no point on being a Decepticon leader, that really no one's going to respect you in the end. And they really sympathize Megatron to be like Magneto, to
Yeah.
where Megatron only wanted to bring what was best for Cybertron. And he left. And they also separated Megatron and Galvatron into two different people. So IDW does a lot better than the cartoons. And I just noticed, I'm like, there's a lot of things I just see that either the comics or certain other different medias do it better than the cartoons or
Yeah.
the show. And I just kind of find it very, like, say, what's that word? They're doing a lot better than what we should have. I mean, personally, I think that is something on the whole older continuity how Transformers should have been like the cartoons and the movies, if you ask me. But yet
So,
again, that's just me.
yeah, sort of like the because I think most people love the 1980s Transformers cartoon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay. I own that show and it's on my fucking shelf right now. I own it. Look, it was great from its time.
yeah,
It hasn't aged well. There's a lot of
sure.
stupid. There's a lot of stupid episodes. There's a lot of great episodes and great storylines, but they killed it after the movie. The biggest mistake was the downfall of the movie.
Yeah,
And season 3 was only playing damage control until the point where they resurrect Optimus Prime. They
sure.
didn't realize that, oh, wow, all of our favorite characters from seasons 1 and 2 are fucking gone because they thought it was a toy commercial. And it's like, you people think Michael Bay was ruining the franchise. Go look at the first movie. It's crazy. The first movie, it was an agenda. Okay, well, immaculate.
Hey, what's up?
Well, that's not
Yo,
bad.
what's going on?
Hey, what's up?
Anyway, I'm not gonna say. I mean, you had. Oh, fuck.
Yo, I'm hearing a really bad echo. Is that just me?
Yeah, I don't know who's. I don't think that's me. Is it?
I'm gonna mute my mic. Too.
What's up?
Yeah, it's an echo, which is weird.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think that's me. Is it me?
Is it me?
It's you.
It's me. It's me.
It's me.
No, not you. Not you. It's Jero.
Mines?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Get a headset on.
Yeah, I got a headset. Hold on, let me freaking.
Anyway. Back to us saying, I mean, no, you go on. I was about to be done anyway, so go on. You were saying.
Yeah, so
What, with the Transformers?
About that.
I'm here.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what?
We were talking about the Batman Arkham series. Now I think have you played it, Iron Knight? Have you played all of them?
Oh, I own them all.
Oh,
I mean,
okay. I know Ethan. He's played them, right? That's your favorite series.
I've played all of them. I've almost 100% in all of them.
Wow, you did all the trophies for Arkham City.
Trophies, yes. Well, except for Arkham Knight, because that one is like there's so many, but I'm working on it right now.
Oh my god!
But I did all those trophies for Origins, Asylum, and City.
I'll say Origins had the best boss battles.
Yeah,
I feel like that one. Like, I feel like everyone says it sucks. It's not Rocksteady, but I went back to play it, and like the story is actually really good.
Yeah, it's underrated as hell.
It was really unique, and it had this like really good like. It captured exactly what I want from like a Batman like type essence. Like
You even had Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
and,
had
like,
the best boss battle with Deathstroke.
Yeah, and some of the shots, like when he's like looking over a gargoyle, like really cool, and the dialogue was good too with Alfred.
Yeah.
Like, it was like really, really good. The at least like it was cinematic. You know what I mean?
Well, I know the story in Arkham Origins with Bruce Wayne and Alfred was the best out of all of them because it really delved into that relationship more than Asylum and City did, and Arkham Knight even. Because I think some people might consider Arkham Knight the weakest of the Batman series, but it's still better than fucking most games out there.
Yeah.
Oh, I would agree with that. I can agree with that. Cool.
It covers a lot of Arkham Knight. They worked on it the longest. Like it was worked on for like 6 years, and it ended up being the weakest just because it was like the combat was amazing.
Oh yeah. I mean, personally,
what's up, Nicotina? What's going on?
Like, almost messy with how much they tried.
I'll just say this. I mean, just mine cutting in. I just personally feel that with the Arkham franchise, I believe Origins had a good story. The Arkham Knight, yeah, I could agree. It had the weakest.
It felt too different, honestly. That's my main problem with it. Like the models of all the characters just didn't look the same. It's not like play as all the skins, but it's just it didn't. They changed all the control schemes. It didn't feel like the same series, and that's kind of why I like Origins better.
Well, sometimes you got to do that. I mean, every developer does that with their games, but I mean, what the problem is, I felt like the story. I just don't, and they get it like this interesting like comic book where they explain certain things on Jason becoming the Arkham Knight, but I'm like, okay, but that doesn't really explain why would Jason go out of his way to work with another villain, and if he could just flat out kill that person and take over, it makes Jason Todd look like an idiot and a pawn of Scarecrow. And it really upsets me that not only they really downplayed him on his character, because when you think of Jason Todd, he is that type of guy where he works alone. He wants to get back on Batman at the worst way at that point in his life before he finally forgave him and became Red Hood. And you did see that at the ending of the game, but there should have been more dialogue to where Jason tells Bruce that you'd kill the person that took me and tries to reconnect to him, but Bruce doesn't because he sees all these horrible things that Jason has done. And that could be a really good story plot thread. But no, they decided to go the worst way in my eyes. I still am a little bit frustrated on why did you allow this character to be Jason Todd? And also another thing is it was too predictable. They false advertisement. Oh yeah, we're gonna make our own new character. Jim Lee designed a new character and all this stuff. He is gonna be the new villain. I'm like, and everyone was saying it's Jason Todd.
Yeah, we figured it out in less than 3 minutes.
And you know what? Actually, I never played all of them, but I did watch all of them. And when I was watching the story, I was playing the story of Arkham Knight, right? So as I was watching the whole thing, I was like, I don't know. It wasn't like Arkham Asylum and like Arkham City. It didn't really hype me up for the story, because we're trying to figure out who the Arkham Knight is, and we pretty much, like Edgar said, we already like knew because it was predicted and stuff, like who they were gonna use, and the way how they treated Jason was like, if he felt like a side, like a super duper side character, like a character that's not really important, and they just, you know,
Yeah,
I just didn't feel it.
I thought the Arkham Origins was very buggy. It wasn't as smooth as the other 3 games. I agree to a certain extent. I thought the graphics, there were a lot of clippings in the game. I was just like, come on, man! Like this is a fucking AAA game. So why am I seeing this? But I thought the story overall for Arkham Origins was I wouldn't say far superior than Arkham Knight, but it was definitely better than Arkham Knight because I thought the story for Arkham Knight was really telegraphed.
Arkham Knight, what ruined the entire game for me was that they forced you to do this sort of tank mobile, like Arkham Tank.
Yeah.
Because if they just made the Batmobile to where it was like they used it for chase scenes and it was just an optional way of getting around faster, that'd be cool. But when they force you to play World of Tanks with these drones, how is that Batman?
Yeah.
Bro, it was so like I haven't even beaten Deathstroke. That boss fight, instead of that being a real boss fight, the Deathstroke fight is a tank battle. So I literally just decided I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Sorry. I tried it like 3 times and I kept dying and I was like, dude, that's not happening. I'm sorry.
Well, to me, I don't mind. To me, I don't mind the tank battle because I always like the tumbler. And I'm glad the tumbler's for a skin for the Batmobile, but I mean, because I love that Batmobile. It's my favorite Batmobile.
The tumbler?
And the tumbler. The tumbler is my favorite Batmobile. Yeah, I really like the way
it works the best on screen, in my opinion, because it looks first like even though all of them have been practical. Even the Batman vs Superman one, it feels the most real for some reason. Like the Batman vs Superman one. The way that Zack Snyder films it, honestly, I didn't even know it wasn't a CGI car. Like, I didn't know it was a real car that they drove around. Like, I had to look at behind the scenes because I just assumed it was going to be CGI because Zack Snyder kind of uses a lot of CGI. But, like, Chris Nolan, that Batmobile, it looks like it's crazy looking at it. And even though the movie is from 2008, that movie is like the most realistic. I mean, that whole series, but The Dark Knight, like, kind of specifically. Because Batman Begins had a little, that was more like comic-y feeling. So The Dark Knight, I think, is the most. Oh, so I know it's supposed to be an Arkham stream, but I feel like there's news that came out about the Batman movie. So we could talk about speculate about that in a little bit.
We could. This also could be talked about other stuff, other DC subjects as well. But anyway, but we'll continue a little bit of the Arkham series, and then we'll go to other DC discussions.
Yeah.
What's your guys' thoughts on Arkham Asylum? I love that.
Phenomenal. Honestly, my favorite game.
It was a good first game. It's what really started, and it really was exciting.
Everyone's like, what do you mean it's your favorite? Because like everyone's like, City's the best, but like this, the vibes of Asylum. It's like when you go through the Asylum, like it's like immaculate. Like the dong dong dong, like that thing.
Oh yeah,
bro, it's so good. I don't know. It's the most simple because it's so linear, but it's so fun. I don't know. It's like that's Batman to me. Like when you're like, I don't know, 'cause, like they tried being like bigger, but I kind of I liked it being just sort of like, I don't know, you're Batman. Like that it felt so cool. And it was also like the Asylum is like I went to like this haunted house place. I don't know if it's just a Florida thing or if it's a franchise, but it's called like Screamageddon, and they had this insane asylum attraction thing. And when I went through it, I was thinking about the Arkham games, and it was like it's scary. Honestly, Arkham Asylum, they could have done if they did more jump scares. Think about how scary that is. Like when the inmates come up to you, that kind of scares the crap out of me because they do make it scary. Just the whole asylum gives off like terrifying vibes.
I loved it.
Like,
Plus,
I
it was
know.
like it was the Batman game that no one knew if it was going to be any good or not because it was coming off of so many shitty Batman games
I
that
know. It's like
you're
it
just
was
like, what is
no.
going on?
It was surprisingly like because every single superhero game before that has been kind of like it's like yeah, I mean Spider-Man 2, but that still was a little because it was PS2, it was like buggy or whatever, and like kind of like shaky. There hasn't really been like it was the first like video game that had that kind of
What
like
the fuck?
AAA like
That's you.
when you play it like because there was a Batman Begins game that came out before, and that was like kind of like pre Arkham. Like it feels kind of the same, but it was like Begins themed. And the Batman Arkham Asylum was supposed to be a Dark Knight game, but they canceled it and decided to make it more comic based than just a movie adaptation, and it ended up being
Yeah.
so good. Yeah, that's my
Which
thoughts on it. What are you guys' thoughts?
well, first I think I agree. Batman Arkham Asylum is my favorite of the games. It's my favorite of the City and Arkham Knight and Origins because it was the first one. Because I didn't know what to expect. Like I don't know if this is going to be like
Yeah,
a shitty game or was it going to be a good game. And the fact that it was like actually a great game, a Batman game. Because like movie video games at that time were like labeled as cursed because there's never been like a great video game movie. And even though this wasn't based on a movie, it was like based on just a original story. And
yeah.
the fact that you have Paul Dini, who was like the original writer for Batman the Animated Series, writing the story, like that just like made fans feel a lot more comfortable. It was like, okay, this is not gonna be a cash in. This is not gonna be like a shitty game. This is actually gonna be very solid, and I loved it. I saw Asylum is my favorite for sure.
I mean,
Yeah, and that
one of
could be nostalgia. Like I don't know, because I feel like if I played Night first and then I went to play Asylum, I'd be like, this is crappy and boring. But because I played like Asylum first, it's so good. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I'll just say this to
What's up,
me.
Igor?
Um,
It's better than those films. What the Arkham series game? I wouldn't go that far.
I mean, to me, I like City a lot, but I mean, Asylum has a very good, interesting craft because they had a lot of horror elements, especially the
Yeah.
Scarecrow elements, the Scarecrow levels, where a lot of times you're just trying to get out of his dream world. And to be fair, kind of let's say brought in the Freddie Mercury, not a Freddie, Freddie Krueger
Yeah.
scenarios, and I'm like, damn, this is a really interesting, dark, twisted story that they really did a great job, and especially yours truly, Killer Croc. Oh my god,
I
I
hated that level.
practically, I practically get killed every time. I'm like, you better be walking very quiet, tiptoeing it. I'm like, I hate Killer Croc half the time because a lot of times he just runs at you, and I'm like, oh shit, and you gotta throw a batarang at him just to knock him down, and it really, what's that word?
That's
It,
true. Killer Croc was scary.
it was good. It was awesome. It was wonderful on how they did it, and I absolutely loved how they did a good job on that game. To me, what I love about Arkham City, is I really enjoyed that. Oh, you hate the Christian Bale? Oh,
I think he hates Christian Bale's Batman, but I don't know if he hates the movie. Did you hate the movie, Igor? Because
I
I
think
love
that's
Well,
the
what
he
he's
said
movie.
it's
talking about.
better
He
than
said he
the
hated the
films,
film.
so I think he
Yeah.
doesn't like the film.
How dare you?
I can understand. Like, just to say that, I'm like, I can understand you not liking his Batman,
Sure.
But those are good movies. Those are really good.
Yeah, $1 billion franchise, man.
Because I can see criticisms, but I feel like the positives outweigh it. Because you can say stuff like, "Oh, Christopher Nolan would film like shaky fight scenes," or "Oh, why does he fight with his elbows?" But with all of the other like craftsmanship in the movies, like the way they're made, it's honestly here. Like I listened to Zack Snyder talk about those movies, and he was saying how what he admires so much about it is how everything feels so photorealistic because it's all handmade and it's all also like he uses like no CGI, so it all does feel like real life. So like, but and then once you see Zack Snyder's movies where like almost all of it's CGI, it's like um, look,
Well,
yeah.
he's using CGI. I believe like he's using CGI at what he wants. Um, I get what he's saying on that, but it's like I just personally feel like his what with Zack Snyder and Christopher Nolan, there are two different types of ways of doing things on their films, and I think he should kind of looking like that.
Yeah,
But
they admire each other, but they both are different. It's like this is what I do, but I
Yeah.
appreciate the way that you do it.
Yeah. Even though I admit that Ben Affleck is my favorite personal Batman,
Me too.
I don't hate Christian Bale's Batman. I thought he was a good Batman. Again, I agree, Igor. I don't like the lisp that his Batman voice is atrocious. I don't like it.
Where's the detonator?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that, but
I mean,
I'm not a fan of the voice.
my favorite Batman, and this is like I felt like his career never got appreciated, and that's
Val Kilmer?
Val Kilmer. You're just about saying that.
I know my friends have been saying the same things. Like when you there's been some Batman Forever appreciation going around, like with the whole Forever Cut talk.
Yeah.
Well, I never knew that, but I thought like for me, like this is what I always felt like with him. Like he always had like a balance between the light side of Bruce Wayne and the dark side of him. And and it's a shame that he never came back. Granted, I kind of am a little grateful that he never came back because I think he would have had the worst script. I mean, say what you want of Batman Forever. I mean, yeah, it's an MCU movie. Let's throw that tag in there. But I mean, and I'll say this: I watched a couple of minutes of it. I'm like, this would have made $1 billion if this movie came out today's day and age.
I love Batman Forever. I love that movie.
Watch it. I gotta see because
I think Two-Face is like the weakest part about that movie.
Yeah.
Just because I wanted him to be more serious, but what happened was Tommy Lee Jones is usually serious, like the Matrix. But I mean, that's him in the Matrix, right? No, I'm thinking Men in Black.
No, Tommy Lee Jones.
Him in Men in Black.
Men in Black, yeah.
So Tommy Lee Jones is usually pretty serious, but like what happened is when he saw the Jim Carrey come on the set and he saw how goofy he was, like he said he couldn't stand how goofy he was.
Yeah.
But for some reason, he literally tried to be exactly like Jim Carrey. Like he tried matching him. He hated him so much he tried matching his energy to I hate you.
Which is weird because the movie suffered because of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like just do your own thing. Forget about the other guy.
I'll just just go back to the Arkham games for a minute.
Yeah.
The reason I really like Arkham City and Arkham Knight is one is open world, and number two, the way how so many characters.
I think he has people in the background.
Yeah.
But I think one of my favorite parts in Arkham Asylum is, of course, the Scarecrow dream sequences, the Freddy Krueger's dream sequences. Like the first one at the morgue when he opens the bag and he sees his parents.
Dude, that scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, me too.
That was my first before that I hadn't really watched much scary stuff or played scary games. So that was one of my first jump scares. So I was so shook. He opened the bag, and it was already creepy before with they're all whispering and the morgue doors are opening.
Oh, that was weird.
I fell back into my bed. I was I died. I was whoa, that was it scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, because it actually felt like a horror movie. Like for the first time, like watching a Batman movie, I just not Batman movie, Batman game. It actually felt
Yeah.
more horror than the actual movie. So it's like, wow, like this is what I want from a Batman movie.
And you
Because
know what? Oh, so
what?
go on.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say like, we know with Zack Snyder's Justice League and stuff. I feel like if we were to get like that, Bat Flat series, they would like probably show like Asylum, and Zach would probably give it like that horror like feeling, and the jump scare and all that, because Arkham Asylum is like a crazy, scary, shitty place, So it's like if we got to
Yeah,
see that,
and that was
that would be
supposed to
something
be in a
interesting.
lot of the Snyder stuff, right?
Well, I know we're gonna get. I don't know if we're
Like,
gonna get like a brief glimpse of Arkham Asylum in the Snyder
Mhm.
cut, but I don't think we get like a full,
well,
like
I mean, with
full
the
sequence.
plan for Affleck's movie or whatever, but
Yeah.
um,
What
yeah,
the plan for the Affleck HBO Max is Deathstroke, and they want to bring Lex Luthor and Jared Leto back as Joker.
That would be good. I would love to see
I
that.
think because he's gonna have so much time to reflect on like what he did wrong or whatever, because a lot of people because I think he deserves another shot. Because if you just look at the actor, like he's an Oscar-winning actor. His face, it feels like if you put Joker makeup on him differently, maybe, or just I don't know. I think with better lines, I mean,
You
it's
talking about
just
Jared
studio
Leto?
interference.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Leto. Oh
yeah.
wow, I didn't know you were an Oscar.
Yeah,
What? Yeah, Jared Leto went off not for Joker, but just as an actor.
Wow.
yeah. Because I don't know what you would do with him because I know like it's split down the middle. Like some people like really like his design and some people don't. So like I don't know because either way you're gonna piss people off because like some people like the tattoos. Me like I'm not a big fan of it. I'm just like okay whatever, just have the tattoos. But so I don't know if they want to like change it, if they bring him back, or if they just want to like just like hey fuck it, just keep it. Like it is what it is. We're not gonna change it for continuity wise.
And there's also people are speculating that he might die in the Flashpoint movie.
Who Ben Affleck?
Yeah, and
What?
yeah, people are saying that they could pretty much kill him off and reboot Batman in the DC universe and replace him with Robert Pattinson. And I'm like, I just don't see that happening.
No,
I can
because
see
I
it.
think Matt Reeves. Okay, so I know we're getting away from Arkham, but I feel like if the stream is naturally going that way, then like that's fine, right? So Matt Reeves, I think. Okay, so yeah, topics about the whole set photos with a Superman thing. At first, I was like, okay, from what it looks like, is they're kind of doing like a Superman inspired thing because there's no like S on the chest, but there's an
Yeah.
S on the back of the cape. It's yellow. So like, is it a thing where they're all characters? Like, no, because there's a Batman Halloween costume. There's a Wonder Woman one. So is it a thing
I
where
don't know. I
they're
don't
all those are
know.
like movie characters and Batman's just the only real one? Or is it a thing where literally Superman just exists off screen? Because Metropolis was even like mentioned in one of the like there's like a newspaper that they were going to use
Right.
it called the Gotham Times.
Yeah.
So, because I know Matt Reeves is like, the movie I'm making is a Batman movie. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
have cameos from other characters to tie into a larger story. It's a Batman movie, and it's gonna be a Batman like series. So, if I don't know, it's kind of weird. He says I'm not gonna have cameos of other heroes, and now there's set photos where it kind of almost looks like they're doing a cameo thing. I know that's not obviously like. It kind of reminds me of the WandaVision thing with those Halloween costumes, how they're like so
The
bad.
shitty,
Because if
the
that was the
shitty
real Matt
costumes.
Reeves Superman, it's like it looks so trash.
That would be horrible. Just like, are you kidding me? It's like, get the fuck out of here with that
Yeah, did you
shit.
see the Batman costume? How had like a red cape? That one looks
Did
kind of
it?
cool.
I
I
saw
Yeah,
didn't. I
one
didn't see
hefty
that one.
bag.
like just go to the Culture Nerd on Instagram, and they got the whole post, and like one of them is like a Batman costume, and it almost looks like a Bale type thing with the cowl.
Mm,
I want to see that because
But yeah,
I didn't notice that.
I entirely thought this movie was gonna be like the Nolan, where it's just Batman and completely like grounded. But the fact that they're even mentioning Superman like this already with costumes, newspapers, like, did he say something about how he wants it to fit into the larger DC universe or something to
Who, Matt
where,
Reeves?
yeah, didn't he say something like it's entirely about Batman, but it fits into the DC universe?
Well, I know it's part of the DC like multiverse stuff like that,
I
but
know,
I don't think he's planning on bringing in Superman and Wonder Woman into like
I don't,
Batman Part
yeah,
Two, Part Three.
I think what he's trying to do is like hint maybe that those exist in there,
Yeah,
but at that point, why? That's like if you're not gonna have them in, why mention them? Maybe just
I
for world
think
building to make it cool. How they're just trying to establish that it's a DC universe and this is a Batman where in the future that stuff could go that way, but we're just focusing on his early career
I just
to
think
kind of
that they
imply.
should keep it in its own universe. In my opinion, like they did with Nolan, just keep it in this Batman's own
Yeah,
universe.
it's like, why imply? That's like when Joel Schumacher, no, when George Clooney's Batman, he was like, "This is why Superman works alone." It's like they just. Do you remember that with like Robin? He's
yeah.
like, "It's like, can I take the car? Chicks dig the car." Bro, that's so trash.
And
It's
Joe
like, well,
Schumacher actually did the same thing in Batman Forever. Well, where Bruce Wayne is talking to Dick Grayson, and he mentions Metropolis. Like, oh, are you going to stop by Metropolis? It's not that far away. So I think it's just Matt Reeves just again populating the universe. Like, hey,
yeah, just world
here's a
building,
fun
I
little
guess.
nod to you comic book fans. Like, oh yeah, Metropolis. Oh, here's a Wonder Woman. Oh, again,
Here's,
I think that's
yeah,
all it
it's like.
is.
I guess world building, because I think what he's trying to say is that all of the whole DC comic stuff, like the Superman, the Wonder Woman, they're like floating around out there
Right.
and implying that later down the road, off screen, that stuff would happen. But he's just showing, like, I think what he's trying to do is just distinguish that it's not going to be like the Nolan movies where it's entirely Batman, but that's just his focus.
Well, I don't
Like
think it's
he's
gonna be
not
like
gonna show all that stuff. He just it's not like his Christopher Nolan never implied that there's any other superheroes. So I think what
right.
he's trying to do is he's saying like it's gonna be about Batman like the Nolan movies, but it fits into a DC universe, with DC
Sure.
characters.
But
Which I
we're
mean,
never
I
gonna
don't
see
know.
Superman. We're never gonna see Flash. We're never gonna
Yeah,
see a
like Joel
Wonder Woman.
Schumacher.
Yeah.
Why am I making a comparison between? That's
Can we
kind of
get
trash.
Clayface in Batman 2 or 3?
Ooh,
No, I think we're gonna get
no.
Court of Owls in part 2. I
Hmm.
think that's gonna be
And
the main
honestly, I
villains.
hope the third one will be Joker, just to top it off.
Yeah.
Like the first,
Will
because
it
that
though?
feels good. Like the first one being kind of like it's like the crime families and the Riddler, and the second one it goes into the more expansive like secret society, and then the third one, the top of the cake, is you throw in a clone.
Yeah, I think in this one Joker is gonna be like sort of alluded to, like they're gonna
Oh
like
yeah.
mention
Oh,
here and
that's
there.
true. Yeah, because there's been so many cast like people on there saying that they saw like Joker gas type stuff on the
Yeah.
set, and there hasn't been photos yet, but people keep coming out and saying that Joker stuff is heavily implied in this movie.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It might be true. I don't know. It might be.
I heard a rumor though that I think it was like off screen rant that said that they're looking at Jim Carrey to be the Joker, and I have so many
No.
reasons.
No.
Have I
No.
said this
No.
on stream yet? Why I don't think that could happen?
No. He should just
Okay,
stick
Who,
as
Jim
so
Dr.
Carrey?
Robotnik from Sonic.
yeah,
He should just stick as
here,
Dr.
here's
Robotnik
That,
from Sonic. That's
here's
it.
exactly. Although I think it would be amazing if he could go all like creepy and on the because if you look because the Riddler. If you did that, but darker, a darker version of his Riddler, and just put on Joker costume, that could be cool. But the Jim Carrey himself would never do that because he said he regretted doing the Kick-Ass movie because he said it was too violent and he like wishes he
oh
never
yeah.
did it. So he would never be the Joker. Like the
Yeah.
Riddler was goofy enough for him. Like
And I don't think Matt Reeves would want to cast Jim Carrey as the Riddler. All the
Yeah.
studios are looking for that. It's like,
You
no.
know, because like it's not like he doesn't have the dark range. Like he's made dark
I'm
stuff.
still waiting for the actor who played the Green Goblin in the Sam Raimi movies to be the Joker.
Oh, William Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, I think he'll be a perfect casting choice. The way
I
he's
like to laugh.
the way he's sinister in his movies. He's got that Joker vibe. He's just like, to me, like
the edit where they they put the Joker makeup on him, and he's talking about like teeth, and he did this weird smile, and he laughed at the end.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Sick.
I think he was. I don't know. I think he's too old now because I don't know if they would want to cast an older Joker for this movie. It would be cool if they did, but I think they want to go for someone younger to like match with Robert Pattinson.
When you get an
for like
older
future
Joker,
movies.
It feels less like his craziness feels like it's different with a young dude because it's like there's like limitless potential of insanity. But when he's older, it's just like a creepy old man because like Cesar Romero was like 60 when he did the Joker.
Yeah, around that time. Yeah.
Didn't even look at them.
He felt like a creepy grandpa. You know what I mean? He almost gave
I know.
grandma vibes.
I know. Like William Dafoe, he was considered for the Joker back in 1989 before Jack Nicholson took the role, and I know a lot of people were considered for that role. So he would have been great if he was Joker in 1989. But again, like he has a role in the DC. I think he's like Aquaman's mentor or whatever. So it would be kind of weird to see him as the Joker, even though like it's the multiverse concept, multiverse idea. I don't know. Again, I think it's a little too late. A little too late for that shit. Even though I would again, if they cast him as Joker, I wouldn't complain. I was like, fuck yeah, I want to see that shit.
Yeah,
but again, if this is, I think they want to like a younger Joker so they can like continue making Batman 4, 5, and 6 and 7 like down the years and stuff like that.
Oh my god, that'd be so fun.
Yeah, how much did he like? Is it gonna be a thing where he's gonna play? Didn't he say something like he'd play Batman like forever or something as long as they want him to? I think that was a quote maybe.
With Robert Pattinson.
What happened?
What did he?
I think I heard something where maybe I might be thinking of Tom Holland because he said he wanted to play. Bro, he said he wanted to play Spider-Man until he can't anymore. Or until he can't walk. It's like, bro, I don't want to see old Tom Holland all like, I'm still Spider-Man, guys.
I'm not gonna watch it, so I don't care if Tom Holland plays Spider-Man until he's fucking 90 years old.
Yeah,
I don't care.
The only thing that I'm excited about for Spider-Man 3 is the idea that there's gonna be a Spider-Man other than himself.
Yeah, that's
literally the only hype. It's that we're gonna get back the old ones.
Yeah. And didn't they understand release the web cut? What the heck?
Bro, that's funny though. I don't think there is a web cut, but I like his vision would be cool to see. Because there was studio interference for Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, there was so many interference. It was fucking insane. I mean, you had a fucking ending where, let's have Amazing Spider-Man 2 have Peter Parker's dad still be alive, and pretty much now this whole thing was just a bullshit. Like, it ruins the whole thing on, like, Peter's trying to grow up fast. And I hated how, like, to me, I hated how they did Gwen's death. It never felt like, to me, he just moved on naturally. Like, when you have a person's death, it sticks with you for a while. And I just feel like...
that's true. He did move on unnaturally quickly. And and it was barely brought up in the second movie, too.
It's like... I hated it. And also just like... Look, I love the first film because it was so different than the first Sam Raimi film. Yeah, I did a lot of things that were cliche, but... to me, I think our origin movie needs that. But I mean,
just talking DC stuff.
But I mean, the problem is, the studios like to fuck with a lot of people, and it's just still. and I've seen that with a lot of Batman movies. So let's say Tim Burton got pushed back. We'll say they're probably downplaying it.
Oh yeah, I was thinking, how did we get on the topic of Spider-Man? I don't even remember. Were we talking about Batman? Oh yeah, because we were talking about Tom Holland being like old or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but back to DC. I was going to talk about the Arkham games for a bit, but I mean, I'll get into that in a few seconds. Studios, especially Warner Brothers, I don't like the fact that they push back to Tim Burton away, because I mean, I always wonder, like, man, would have been interesting seeing his version of Two-Face and in his interpretation of Robin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bro, isn't it peculiar how some directors, they decide to be incredibly invested in and give studio interference, and other directors, they just don't touch their vision at all? Like, how come with Christopher Nolan, there was no studio interference? Christopher Nolan wrote all the movies. The studio just didn't touch it, and guess what? It made tons of money. But with Richard Donner and all these other guys,
Oh my
Zack
God!
Snyder, they decided they wanted to play executive or something, and
Do
add in
not
their
give me
own.
started on Donner.
Dude, it's like, just repeat what they did with Nolan. Just let them do their own thing, and guess what? It ends up being successful. Big surprise.
Yeah.
I have no idea why. I don't know why Nolan was giving carte blanche when everyone else is just getting fucked with. I think I think it was at that time there were different executives working at Warner Brothers, so they were just like more about creative freedom to directors. And I think once Man of Steel came in, I think you had like those people who were leading the charge at Warner Brothers who didn't know anything about comics, like didn't know anything about what Zack Snyder wanted to do with his cinematic universe. So they just like fucked up and they panicked and they listened to all the wrong people. They listened to all the backlash on the internet and they just fucked everything up. So I think that's why like Zack Snyder and David Ayer got the brunt of everything wrong with Warner Brothers at that time.
Yeah, release the Air cut too while they had it, man.
Yeah, I want to see that shit.
God, it's been a long track record of them doing that too, man. Like Ethan was saying how it started from Donner, then it went to Burton, hell probably returns. Then you got fucking the Ayer cut, Zach, and it's been so long, man. I don't know why.
They just keep fucking everything up. I just don't get it. But so I don't know what they're gonna do. Like with the whole Flashpoint thing. I don't know if they're gonna like bring in a new Batman. If that's what they want to do, which I don't think so, because Ben Affleck is Batman in the Snyderverse.
Smart though. They already got a Batman. So well.
Well, again, I just care about Ben Affleck in the Snyderverse. I don't give a shit what they do with him. If Warner Brothers wants a different Justice League lineup or whatever, I don't care. I just want to see Batfleck on HBO Max with complete creative control over what he wants to do with his Batman.
Hello.
Like, I don't want to. I don't like.
Hello. Me have been watching Alone basically, which is a remake of Hashtag Life.
If Sony was not stupid, we could have Spider-Man 4. Well, hold on, Trevor. If Sony was not stupid, we could have Spider-Man 4, but they wanted the movie to release in 2011. Yeah, which is weird because I think
they were. You could look at it like that, but at the same time, we would never have gotten the Amazing Spider-Man, and I did really like to see. It was a unique take that I liked. So I don't know. It's like, and also with studio interference on the same topic, like 1 and 2 was really good, and then notice how they messed with his script and made him put in Venom when he didn't want to, and then the movie flopped for 3.
Which is like so stupid. Which is like, ugh. It's like
Sony did fuck themselves because they screwed over basically Sam Raimi. So
yeah, they messed up Spider-Man 4 and they messed up Andrew Garfield's whole series for no apparent reason.
Like the Amazing Spider-Man was supposed to be part of the Avengers, because the only reason why is because they ran out of time, because they were supposed to render in the Amazing Spider-Man like Oscorp Tower in the Battle of New York, but they just
Yeah.
ran out of time before they could put it in. So imagine Civil War with Andrew Garfield. Dude, imagine all these movies with Andrew Garfield. Like, once Iron Man dies, it's like he can still hold his own as a superhero if this was the Spider-Man, because he would have
Sure.
already been Spider-Man for 2 movies. And not like if Iron Man came to him saying, "Hey, I like what you're doing, work with us," he'd be like, "Okay, cool," but he wouldn't be like, "Okay, Dad."
That makes sense for garbage to begin with. It can be saved. Even if you do have to bring garbage, I think we won't not want to join every Sony fucking movie.
Not because Tom Holland is basically Iron Man Jr. He's not Spider-Man. Like even in his own movies, I don't get any sense or form of this guy is Peter Parker or Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I don't like the way Kevin Feige treated that character. It's not Spider-Man to me.
it kind
It's
of
like, I would rather watch Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield come back.
Yeah,
I gotta say that for me, but I'm pretty fine with it because different interpretation, different attribution, so whatever. At this point, I'd say when he gets.
I compare it kind of to like Joker, where in Joker he wasn't really the Joker, but I feel like in a sequel he'd get there. So I'm thinking with Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Right now it does not feel like Spider-Man, but I'm hoping the more independent he gets and the farther he strays away from like Iron Man, the more Spider-Man feeling he'll get. That's just me being optimistic. I think that's how it'll turn out, but I'll have to go.
But anyway, back to the main topic. I was going to talk about Arkham City and how much I appreciate that game.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Is that your favorite game, Arkham City?
I do, yeah, it is, because not only it really, besides Arkham Origins, City's like my favorite because I just have so many memories playing it, and two, I loved how they throw in Penguin, Two-Face, Mr. Freeze, that too, and just all these other characters that didn't make it in the first game be in the second game, and you get to play as Catwoman as well. Tell you to mute your mic. You get to play Catwoman, and you get to face Two-Face and Penguin and Mr. Freeze and all these people, and I'm like, damn, this is really great. I mean, and it was a good stepping on point, and I just felt like with the whole thing on the Arkham franchise, I kind of wish that we had more of that, but yet again, we kind of stretched our limits of all the big characters, and pretty much, what's the word? You kind of ran out of villains to utilize. You're starting to bring in lesser known villains, which is great at one hand, but also it could be pretty much, in better words, just not doing that well because your storytelling goes very thin because how long are you going to keep up the same beats? I mean, granted, I look at the whole Arkham franchise as a 4-part story of the Batman and Joker story, how their relationship on each installment began and how they're bitter rivals. It was really the Joker and Batman story. It's in a really good way. Granted, that's just me saying that, but also I would like to see more of what was Ra's al Ghul planning or what's he going to do after Arkham Knight. And yes, there was a DLC where you either keep him alive or you fucking kill him. And it just like, I just felt like, I just really just didn't like how that went. And I loved how Catwoman went. Oh God,
I love that. I love her storyline in that game.
She was great. Yeah, she was feisty. She was cool. She even like, let's just say, flirting with Bruce, and I'm like, just so good. No, go on.
No, I think, and I don't know, if you would agree or disagree with me, but it felt like Batman Arkham City felt like the end of the saga. like after Arkham City ended, it felt like the developers didn't know where to go after that.
It's more like I don't think it ended. It's more like they conclude the story on one part. They had a part 3 or a part 4.
Yeah.
And they had ideas where they were going for it, but it's just they did never really click fully. To perfect example, I hate to. I know I'm gonna piss off a lot of.
Don't do it.
But it kind of reminds me of the sequel trilogy of Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Where if you look at the prequel trilogy and the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy, the two parts, the first trilogy, which is the prequel, and the original trilogy connect very well. Same thing with Arkham Asylum and Origins and City. It was a perfect trilogy for Batman and the Joker. However, they had a part 4 that they had, and it was going to be the end game, and it really, in a way, they didn't know, like, they had ideas where they wanted to do it, but it just never fully came what we all want it to be. So I understand what you're saying. I don't disagree with it. Yeah. It's more like I understand that, but I think the better word to saying it's like they had ideas where they wanted to go. It just didn't work out so well. Right? Sure. It was a massive fan service on how we get to play Nightwing, Black Cat again, Catwoman. We get to play Robin. We get to play the Bat Family. My disappointment is we never had another Batgirl in the Batman mythos. You would think that they would have the Batman mythos and you would have them do another Batgirl. But I guess they wanted to kept it like keep the core essence of what people like and go from then there. But I mean, we'll see how things go. It's just like I really, really felt like what they really did was interesting. Now for Arkham Knight, I have to agree with a lot of you guys. Where is everybody?
Ethan had to go because he had family coming over. And Jo, I don't know what happened to Jo.
He probably came back.
Ethan had family, friends, and I don't know what happened to Jo.
Oh, damn.
They bailed on me.
No. Anyway, but back to the saying. I mean, the fact is, we got all this stuff. Just, in my opinion, the killing. The one part that really kills me is I really wish they could have added another Batgirl. Because maybe Batgirl is one of my favorite character in the Bat family.
In Arkham City.
No, in general, in the Batman mythos. She's
in Batman period. Yeah.
I mean, I loved her playing her in the Arkham Knight. I'm gonna do another episode on that.
I was watching it too on your playthrough on YouTube.
Oh, thank you.
Because I like, to be fair, because to be honest, I never played the DLC of Batgirl, so I don't know that storyline.
Oh, dude, it's amazing. It's one of the best DLCs. If I had to pick which one's the best, I would say she was the best. She really felt like if there was a character that you really just want to play, I mean, she was one of them. I mean, Red Hood was fun, but what's the word? They kind of downplayed him. They kind of downplay him on certain things he could have shot. I hope they don't do that with a newer
Gotham Knight.
Gotham Knight. Yeah, I mean, because once he shoots, there's blood. There's no watering down.
Except they're gonna go aboard because the Jane Todd is gonna be at with the Bat Family. Yeah. You're not gonna go with them. No. This won't be at the Red Sea, obviously.
But
did not be at the end of the anime movie.
Real quick, I don't get it why WB moved the Batman in 2022. Like, what a stupid release date. I agree.
I get why.
Well, because of the dude and stuff like that. But I agree. Like, the movie is gonna be set on Halloween, So you had a perfect release date in October 2021, and the fact that they're moving it to March 2022
because I'll tell you why.
COVID.
Because of COVID, they're too scared. Of, like Sony and a lot of movie theaters are like, we're not moving. We're gonna move when they are done. When this COVID is over, I'm like, this is not gonna move. You might as well just.
It's not gonna be over for a long time. Right? We still have no vaccine.
I hope
no,
not.
I don't think that vaccine is going to be anything good because I heard different reports where the vaccine is not going to do anything.
So we're fucked.
Yeah,
wonderful. Oh, it's 2020.
We have a positive attitude.
21 could be worse.
Oh yeah. You better like it's going to be like the new whatchamacallit?
Black Plague.
No, not Black Plague. It's going to be the new chickenpox, where there's not a cure for a very long time. It took like almost like 100 years, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
So incredible.
Yeah.
But I mean, besides all that shit, I mean, I honestly just kind of felt like the way how the pandemic is just it kind of ruins everything. But yeah, we'll have to be patient, and eventually Warner Bros. Will have to cave in, just like Disney is doing. I'm gonna say this. Disney can only hold so much on their Disney platforms until they say, okay, screw it, we're just going to release these movies on
Disney Plus
and just make our costs there and, go from there. And if they're going to do other platforms, then they should do it as well. But don't fucking say,
Mulan bombed with Tom, not surprised by that one.
Yet again, we heard it bombed, but we also said it was successful. So I don't buy that information until we get fully concrete.
Yeah.
But I mean, besides all this shit, we'll get to the movie later. We'll get it. That's all I'm gonna say. We'll get that movie.
It's gonna happen. Don't worry.
Eventually.
Anyway, but I mean, personally, with the whole thing on Batman, it really on Batman Arkham games. I just like. I really just loved how they did it. I just really love that they made history. They ended the way they did, even though I could have read a better fucking story and made a better fucking conclusion. And to where not only kind of like, what's that word? Did any of you got confused? Like, okay, what does this ending mean? Like people say, like the whole thing of Bruce Wayne going under, making people think Batman is just a legend, and I'm like, are you fucking for real?
It was strange because I don't know if the whole intention was to make Batman an urban legend, but he already is.
I get that the idea because James compromised thanks to stupidity of Scarecrow at the end of Arkham Knight, and I actually thanks to Scarecrow thanks to James Hunter Riddler, who pretty helped the smell of the Batman. Bruce Wayne, I'd say, screw it. I have no option. I had to protect the civilians, but protect the people, Goblin. So I said, fuck it, self-destruct. He destroyed Billy the Manor. He's still alive. So Alfred is still alive. So he just went underground.
But here's the thing. What makes me scratch my head is like, okay, you having Bruce Wayne go under, making everyone think he's dead, making everyone pretty much feel like Batman is just a myth now.
Yeah.
And no crime. And I'm like, no way. There is no way that this whole thing would have been peachy in better words, because Gotham is always like a hellhole. It's it's the getting out of Metropolis, and they even mentioned Metropolis several times in the Arkham series, which was like, in a word, I'm kind of a little happy that they did, but it's like, it just makes me just like, there's no way in hell that this would have been the case, because what makes me just blow my mind up, I mean, you have Bruce just practically leave everything behind, supposedly, and he is just doing things on his own. But yet, when you think about it, you have it where, okay, Batman would have never done this, and even he did, they would be still saying there'll be still people talking about there's Batman still alive, Bruce Wayne's still alive, and there would be still people or even the Bat family find him regardless what, or hell, even Superman. I mean, when you have Superman, the Man of Steel finding him, there's kind of a little bit of a problem. So I kind of feel like, the way how they ended that last 15 minutes just really kind of ruined things for me. I mean, just like it bothers me. It just does. And
Wait, which end did you get? Did you get the or did you get the all-good trophy? Did you get the true ending?
The original ending.
Oh, I got the true ending. The 100%.
Wait. You're talking about the true ending where you see Batman using the fear toxin and all that shit?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I saw that.
Yeah.
It's the same thing I just said. Why would, if he was still, if he faked his death, which he did, and all this stuff, and he's still doing the same shit that he does, but using the fear toxin as another weapon to utilize his persona as Batman, you couldn't tell me the Bat family or Superman would not find him? The hell they would?
Now we actually explained that he does know Bruce out there and sort of 10
But Jevia, you're kind of missing my point. It's like people would still find him. People know him like the back of their hand, and it just bothers me. It really does. And granted, good game, good story, had a lot of great stuff into it. I mean, there's a lot of ideas that they did. I liked how you had to go stop the Penguin and a few times. You had to stop Two-Face a few times, even though I kind of wish it was a little bit better and expanded on.
Yeah.
I feel like Two-Face got a lot, let's say, shoved over, because I think there's a lot of things you could have done with Two-Face.
Arkham City, we didn't see Two-Face, did we? No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did. I think it was at the beginning with Catwoman, where he's dangling Catwoman.
You are my mistake. I forgot to go down. In Arkham City, we had Hugo Strange. We have Adriel, who an ally, sort of. You had Mr. Freeze, Mad Hatter, who playing side quests. Hush. I forgot Hush was within Arkham City.
We haven't talked about him.
He was part of the DLC, like one of the side missions or whatever.
Well, and side quest for Arkham City. Yeah, we had to find him over. And pretty cool. That was very dark.
We'll get into that. I mean,
good casting.
I mean, I'll just say this. I mean, my opinion on how everything is on just.
No. Everybody's leaving. I want Static Shock to be in his own universe. Well, I think it is. I don't think it's going to be part of a large.
Yeah, it's going to be its own universe. It should be part of the Milestone universe, which we'll go back. So, Milestone with me, I think the late 90s, if I remember here. We are doing McDuffie at the expanded collidators, and it spawned its own universe.
Yeah, because I know Michael B. Jordan is producing the movie. So again, I think it's gonna be its own little separate corner of the universe. They don't need to bring in the DCU just yet.
Yeah.
I think they're just gonna focus on their own thing, and they don't need to worry about it. Hold up, comments and as I like Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon, I do too. I think that's perfect casting.
Same.
I'm excited to see what he brings to the role, and I don't care whether he's black, white. I don't care. I just want a good Jim Gordon.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be just fine.
Yeah.
There we go.
God damn shit. Did we just crashed? I mean, shit.
I think it did.
Anyway. But I mean, back to the whole thing. I mean,
I want Black Superman movie. You need both.
I just kind of felt like, I mean, the game was good. Everything was good. It's just like, I just feel like what they need to do is just need to get better on their, I mean, for future Batman games.
For storytelling.
Yeah, for storytelling. I mean, you don't kill, like, let's say, you don't throw everything in one basket. I mean, granted, I'm looking forward to Gotham High.
Goblin Knight. Goblin Knight. That Goblin novel came out and oh boy, you read that book and it's just so fucking stupid.
What?
Funny, but stupid.
What, Gotham High?
Yeah,
it was basically, in a way, think of Riverdale or the CW show, but Batman characters.
And I have no interest in that whatsoever.
Yeah, hang on. What's the fucking buying it?
Oh, no, you don't need to show. You don't need to do it. I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, it's just like, yeah. But besides that, I'm looking forward to Gotham Knight because you don't need to show it. Tell you, why do you need to show it? You don't need to show it.
Oh,
I know, but I want to tell the truth.
Yeah. That has no interest in me whatsoever. It looks like fucking garbage. That's what it looks like.
It is. It's a mess.
Who is that supposed to be? Is that supposed to be Bruce Wayne?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He's the main character. Like both. I mean, it's a story about Selene and Bruce.
Joker.
No, Joker's not in there.
Actually, you see the card on the cover. It's Joker. Okay, Jack.
Oh, that's the Joker. I didn't even fucking.
Wait. Who's the Joker?
Him.
This one? That's Joker? What the hell is that?
Yeah. The Joker card that makes sense. Like you see the Joker on the cover.
What
Joker.
is that? That's fucking garbage.
I have no idea.
That is garbage.
Like I said, it's stupid, but hilarious.
I'll be right back.
All right. That was garbage. What is that? Ugh.
It's basically an Alpha story.
Oh my god. Like that, I never want to see that ever again in my entire life. That's garbage. Never again. Why would you show me that? No, never again. I agree, Anthony. Yeah, puke face.
Here's the thing. That thing blew up the internet like crazy. Like more than New Warriors. Like,
New Warriors was garbage too. That shit was absolute trash. It's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you ruining my comic books? Stop that.
To be fair, Goblin has the Elseworld story, the Goblin novel, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't Batman continuity, it doesn't go for that. So whatever. It's own separate thing. They can do whatever, and that's that universe.
Yeah, that was garbage. Like, like Joker looked like he looked like a douchebag, just like a high school douchebag who thinks.
And Bruce Wayne, there's an Asian character, which was weird to me. Yeah.
He's Asian.
I think so. I didn't look it up. I didn't go into it more, but I read the one interview and it just sounds so fucking stupid.
Why? Like if why not just make like replace Bruce Wayne and put in Terry McGinnis and make him Asian? But like that to me was like it would still suck, but at least I was like, okay, I can tolerate that.
Yeah,
because I don't know if Terry McGinnis, because I know they draw him Asian in the comics, like he looks Asian in the comics. So I don't know if that's the intention of what they want to do, but that was just garbage.
That was garbage.
Garbage.
And here's the thing: there's YA novel, there's no one that counts Super Sons, and I would piss because what the fuck am I reading? This is Super Sons. This is crap. Fact. Hang on. Let's see if I can find it.
What the new run of Super Sons?
Yeah,
I haven't read it. I read the old one with the old school. I haven't read the new Super Sons books.
Yeah,
found them. Sucks. It sucks. Let me see. Hold up. That's I had seen that. What is that? What is that?
I don't know. Like I get the idea. The idea that he would deal with environmental stuff. Fine. The problem is, the way that treat at the end,
that's garbage. What is that?
I don't get it. Like, why are you Super Saiyan? Why not give me my Super Saiyan back? Like, we went to read the book. Hotel scene do better than scene 2. Tigers in it.
I saw the first season of Titans. I loved it. Season 2, I liked it. I didn't like the way it ended. I thought Deathstroke was awesome. I really like Deathstroke.
That's what we made in that show.
But for season 3, I think they're gonna put Red Hood. I think he's gonna be in the show.
Yeah, they are.
I think you will. I mean, personally, I'm expecting Red Hood and the Outlaws. That's what I'm expecting.
No, I don't want to adapt that. That book was garbage. What the fuck?
Hey! They didn't really develop really that great on Starfire and Dick Grayson. So I'm like putting Red Hood and the Outlaws. So, I mean,
I swear to God, that story piss.
The dots are there, Tavia. You can't even tell me. I mean, I swear, do you want me to go get Ren and have him get cream pie him again? Every time I bring him, because he's another DC fan. He's a big. He's the biggest Nightwing Red Hood fan I could possibly find, and he told me a lot of the things what they're doing in the show. It's a lot of things what they've done in the comics, and he showed me where. What?
Yeah. I like Nightwing. Like Nightwing is one of my favorite DC characters. So anytime they get to see him on the big screen or on TV show, I want to see it because I love him.
They're gonna get Tim Drake. I don't know why they're rushing early.
For Tim Drake for the Titan show?
Wait, they are? I don't know what it is. I know we're getting Oracle. I know we're getting Bob Gordon. Oracle. Thank God for that. But Bob Gordon should be Oracle, not Batgirl. Look, I love Bob Gordon and Batgirl. But goddamn, she ain't Oracle. She only Oracle for years, for a decade. And Cassandra Cain was a bad idea. I love Cassandra Cain. So they want to bring Batgirl.
Cassandra Cain is pretty dope. I love that character.
Yeah, next 70 brand.
But if they're gonna cast Tim Drake, that's weird. I was like, okay. But I was like, why? I don't know why would you bring him in this early? I'm not a fan of that. I like Tim Drake the character. I'm just like I don't want to put him in the show just yet. Yes, okay. So it's gonna be Tim Drake. Okay, that's cool. Again, I think they have too many characters right now.
They have Connor Kent, Suba, they have Starfire, Raven, Beast Boy. No Cyborg, which really pissed me off. Why? Put Cyborg on China. Is that in 1999? Okay, he's great. Doom Patrol. I go Doom Patrol for the shows. I've seen the past decade.
Yeah.
That's the boys. But put Cyborg on the Titans. That's his team.
I don't get it. But again, if they want to cast Tim Drake, that's cool. Whatever. I whatever. It all depends on how they execute it. If it's done well, then fine, okay, whatever. I still want to see Batman. I want to see full on Batman in the costume. They still haven't done that yet.
I don't know how they can do very well with the Joker. Well, there are ways to do it without doing the Joker. You could kill him on Deathstroke. Oh wait, that didn't happen.
No,
damn it.
It's gonna be weird because again, they're not doing the usual Red Hood storyline with the Joker. No. Yeah, so I don't like the way he's gonna become Red Hood just by being mad at Dick Grayson and just running off.
That didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. I love Red Hood. I love Jason Todd. But I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. As long as the costume is dope. If the costume is dope, then I'll be happy.
Agreed.
You can't fuck that up. It's just a red helmet and a leather jacket. You can't fuck that up.
It's what you design that to do. You can't fuck it up with battery. Let me see with just that in live action. That was amazing.
Yeah. I want to see who else they got in the Titans books, DC Comics.
They have Hawk and Dove, but I don't give a damn Hawk and Dove. That's so boring. I don't give a damn that. Okay, in the comics they're fine, whatever. But in the show they're fine, whatever. I don't care about them.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Hawk and Dove in comics or the show, so I'm just whatever.
I don't hate them. Far from it. They're just nothing into me.
Yeah, same. I'm just I want to see Wally West if they ever want to bring Wally West into Titans. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll be all for it. Up in Arsenal, the war out there.
Yeah,
because they did hint you in scene 2.
We're in Titans?
Yeah, when Don Troy got phone call, it said Roy.
Oh yeah, Roy Harper. Yeah. Well, isn't he going to be in season 3? I thought he was going to be in season 3.
Think so. I didn't look it up. I didn't really do more research.
Because I heard something like that he was there, either like a brief appearance on the show or whatever. But I'm excited for it because I love Roy Harper. I want to see every DC character on the show. I want to see Green Arrow. I want to see Wally West. I want to see Spoiler, Cassandra Cain. I want to see all these DC characters.
Same.
What happened to Iron Knight?
Maybe
Iron Knight just disappeared.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ian Glenn as Batman for me was 4 out of 10. Really?
Really? I think it was good.
Yeah, I thought he was. I know he's like too old, but I think that works for him.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if he's retired as Batman or if he's still Batman. But if he's playing like an older Bruce Wayne, I think he's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's good. Can't go with Batman Beyond. Granted, I love Batman Beyond, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, hopefully they make a Batman Beyond TV show, so I could see that because that would be dope.
We sort of got it with the Batwoman. There was a crazy evidence, kind of.
Yeah,
sort of.
Yeah, a little bit. I wouldn't count that as Batman Beyond.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, but Ian Glenn's Batman, he's fine. I think some people might see him as Alfred than Bruce Wayne. I don't think he's that old.
Can I say something about the Arkham years on the whole Ivy on Arkham?
Yeah.
Arkham City and Asylum.
Arkham Asylum. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked how she was presented.
Same.
We never fought her ever. We never faced her again after Arkham Asylum, and it's kind of a missed opportunity because I really would love to face her as Batman.
Yeah.
But it was good seeing her in Arkham City and Arkham Knight, even though she died.
She died a hero, though.
Yeah, she died as a hero, which I kind of felt like, well, that was very anti-climactic. I mean, personally, I think that I'm like, yeah. I just I'm like, you couldn't tell me. I'm like, a lot of times, Batman, I'm like, they kind of betrayed Batman as an idiot in that last game because I'm like, oh, I have to get Ivy. I'm like, why?
I think the biggest mistake Arkham Knight didn't have was like Paul Dini, because I think Paul Dini was the glue for Asylum in Arkham City, and the fact
Paul Dini will bring Asylum in Arkham City.
And the fact that they had a different writer for Arkham Knight, it clearly showed that it wasn't as strong as the first two stories.
Well, wait, who will Arkham Origins?
I don't know.
We're talking about the Rocksteady games.
Yeah.
Of Batman. And out of them all, like, we could see the lines. And to be fair, could you say it would even come close to the Dark Knight trilogy, where the first two were so strong, the third one never really got that great.
Yeah.
I always kind of felt like that was the case as well. I mean, because I felt like the Dark Knight Rises was really, let's say, it was just Christopher Nolan didn't put his heart out. Like, he wanted to do another movie with the Joker, but ever since the passing of Heath Ledger,
that plan couldn't work. So a new plan.
It really kind of set it all unfolded. He just kind of respected the actor and his family and everything. It also kind of makes me feel like, I hate movies when they do that. I mean, I hate where you had a plan and now you got to change it because an actor passed away.
Which is sad.
Yeah, it's sad, but it also hurts your story that you want to do, and or you don't get that higher. What I'm trying to say is you don't get the same guy like Rocksteady did when they were doing their games. It just It just went by the wayside. It's just like, it just sucks. Again, but like we're talking like Arkham Knight is like one of the worst games ever. It's still good.
It's still good. It's still a good game. The story I still like. I still like the story.
It's just a weak story.
It's a weak story, and it had an okay conclusion. But I mean, there could have been a lot of things better directions on the final moments on Batman on Arkham Knight.
Joker?
Yeah.
Not just Joker, but I mean, well, besides the Joker part, I personally felt like the way how like him just having people think, oh, Batman's dead and all that stuff, and he's a myth now, and actually he's not. And it's just, it kind of makes me very much not happy. But on like, you couldn't tell me Superman or Nightwing or Barbara Gordon couldn't find him.
I still want my Superman game, damn it, my boy John.
Oh yeah, speaking on something. What's your thoughts on the Rocksteady's latest game?
Oh yeah, Judgment Shooter Squad.
Yes, apparently that's connected to the Arkham franchise, supposedly.
I call bullshit on that because one, that shot out there was not black, it was white. That makes no sense.
Again, I have to see the story. I have to see like the actual gameplay more.
Yeah.
I have to see more than just the CGI trailer, which was a good trailer.
It was.
But I just have to see. I have to see more before I have an opinion on it.
To me, it reminds me of Borderlands. I have
Yeah.
the pre-sequel and the Borderlands 2, which is I'm not gonna bullshit you. Those are average games. I mean,
What? Borderlands 2 is great. I love Borderlands. It's better than Handsome Jack. He's a great antagonist.
they're okay. They're nothing. They're reminding me of fucking Call of Duty.
I haven't played Borderlands, so I don't know.
I played Borderlands like 1. It was whatever. 2 was great. I love 2. Maybe Handsome Jack's great antagonist. Terror Borderlands? Awesome. I love that game. That game made me laugh. It was so funny.
Yeah. You could rub your nibbles on that whole thing.
Borderlands 3, I did not play, but the main time in that game was so annoying and stupid.
Yeah.
But
I will say on Arkham Knight, it has one of my favorite moments in that game where they recreate the Killing Joke.
Yeah.
Where Joker shoots Barbara Gordon. That was awesome.
And also Death in the Family, just though, like
they did do Death in the Family.
I mean, that was just like, I mean, that whole part was just gold because you always wanted to see Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill do those lines, and a lot of it was great. I mean, you saw the flashbacks and how Jason Todd became what he is. And be a bad guy. I mean, he was hurt, and the way Joker manipulated. Granted,
that was dark.
It was dark.
Dark.
It was good. It was good on that part. I love that part.
Yeah.
My point is, like, after the biggest problem with this whole thing, like them showing the whole like, oh, Jason, look what happened. He moved on. He gave up on you, and pretty much, he should have realized. Wait a minute, the Joker's dead. Why did he there should have been a point where he should have said, I should thank you for killing the bastard that practically tortured me and pretty much almost killed me several times, and you left me because of that. And you could have had a really good, interesting story. Yet again, another missed opportunity. Like, could have had a lot of stuff in that shit.
Yeah, I think it's a missed opportunity because we were never introduced to Jason Todd in the previous games. There was like no.
We were hinted at the Jew Robin at the end of Arkham Asylum.
Well, I wasn't. What was it, Jason Todd? I don't think it was Jason Todd.
Are you sure? Because he could just be a no-name Robin, Tevye. He could just be
a good point.
I mean,
and the whole point of Jason Todd being introduced in Arkham Knight, it just felt rushed. Just like, man, if you would have just had a more established relationship with Batman in Asylum and Arkham City, it would have felt much more impactful in the third game.
Or let's just say, mention there was another Robin before
Tim.
Yeah.
And where there's for example, best example, he in Arkham City, before he got, let's say, got killed by the League of Shadows,
Right.
Person Robin came along and tried to help Batman, and Batman says, "No, I don't want you to help me." He could have referenced or at least mentioned where I lost one Robin. I'm not going to lose.
No, Robin.
Yeah.
And that could have been a really good selling point. That could have been like, oh, I mentioned Jason to an extent. And it would have been a very good, interesting direction on that whole thing. But they didn't. And now you got to do all this stuff. And they didn't really, and they give a piss poor development on Jason. Say what you want. I'm like, I mean, there's people that say, oh, I like it. I'm like, well, good for you. But I mean, it still bothers me. And I'm like, how in God's name did this fucking guy, never thought, wait a minute, the Joker's dead. Why don't he just go talk to Bruce? I mean, you got what I'm saying?
Well, he was tortured, and but in the Batman Arkham Knight Genesis comic, we actually learn out what happened to him, and we find out how he became Arkham Knight, and that's a very cool story.
I know that, but it's not part of the game. Like, yes, it connects to the comics. It connects to the comic, the video game comic, like Injustice. But I mean, but the fact is, the big difference between Injustice and the Arkham games is they establish the events.
Yeah,
they mention the events. We didn't even got a fucking word about on Jason.
Yeah, that sucks. Dang, Telltale went bankrupt.
Yeah, great game by the way, Batman Telltale series.
Oh,
the second series was good.
I'll just say this: the first. We may get a Telltale Batman game. We don't know. I heard rumors.
I still want a Telltale Superman game. Because, damn it, Telltale Superman game doesn't good work, damn it.
Superman's, let's just say, very difficult. But yet again, they could. I could see them doing it. I mean, if for what's that word? If we can make a Suicide Squad game, a Batman games, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Well, give me a Super Son game. Give me a Super Son with John Damian. I'll be all for that.
Hell no. That's a force. Save that shit for the sequel, man.
You can put him in a fucking end credit scene or whatever.
I mean, but the fact is, I just kind of feel like no matter what, on how everything has went on their just DC films, I really kind of feel like what they need to do is just do better. And I don't think now, like, if they're gonna bring it back, because I mean, granted, in a way, this the Gotham Knights is their version of a reboot in a way.
Yeah, it's a reboot.
Yeah,
and let's just hope that's great. Because I mean, there's a lot of things that kind of bother me, but there's a lot of things I noticed they took from like Assassin's Creed elements where they show the health character, they show the health on your enemy. That's something like Assassin's Creed would have done.
Yeah, well, not Assassin's Creed, more Assassin's Creed Origins did that.
No, yeah, Assassin's Creed. I mentioned that. Syndicate had that.
No, I know, but Assassin's Creed 1 didn't
No,
Tevia.
I'm talking about Assassin's Creed now, Tevia. I'm talking about what the franchise has become now. From Syndicate down.
Oh.
I mean...
What's Syndicate was it Origins? I think Origins did RPG stuff. Syndicate didn't do RPG stuff.
No. They show that they had an RPG elements of Syndicate, Origins, Unity, all that shit in one basket. So they're going to do that is great. But also they're throwing a gear system where you have different costumes and all that stuff. Okay, that's cool. That's great. But I mean,
probably better than the Avengers game because they dropped the ball to get an Avengers game on that one.
Don't. I mean, I'm already pissed off at them on fucking. They just delayed the fucking DLCs. Don't make me rant again on that shit. I mean, I'm still pissed. I love that game. I mean, personally, they didn't really like the way how that game was, like story and gameplay. Amazing. But the fucking shit how they handled on. Let's fucking let's push the game back for a couple of months. Because originally it was coming out on May.
The DLC, yeah.
And no, it was the whole game.
Oh, the whole game. My bad. Continue.
And then they announced it was going to be on September, and I bought the game. I was so thinking they're going to clean the bugs, they're going to do all this shit. Fuck no.
Still garbage.
I mean, whatever. I mean, I mean, my opinion was a great game, but I mean, just I get very frustrated. I get very angry that you get to that point where you think the developers would have no, we're not going to do any of that. No, fuck that shit. No.
They lied. No.
Anyway, just kind of end this whole thing and just kind of, I got to go do shit on me for a couple of minutes.
All right.
Okay.
Just the fact is,
what would be your order for the Batman Arkham series? Like, what would be number one and what would be last?
City, Asylum, Origins, and Knight.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would go Asylum, City, Origins, and Knight as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, Arkham Asylum is my favorite. It's my number one. It will always be my number one. City will be my number two because I love that game. I think Origins I would put above Arkham Knight and Arkham Knight would be last. But again, don't get me wrong, it's still a phenomenal game, Arkham Knight. It's just not as good as the first two.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I should go with my list. Okay. But by the way, these games for the Origins, I'll go with basically last play they'll probably Origins is a good game. I go with it. It has a good story and that's a bit bad and awesome. Granted, I don't like the Joker in that story because it should have been more like Black Mask, but anyway they do.
This was always I'm sorry, Black Mask is a character that. I never felt like he was that very interesting.
Yeah.
He was a gang character. You could have thought...
Yeah, Mobster.
You could have had Penguin, Two-Face easily have that spot.
Sure.
Yeah, that's true.
So the fact that they had the Joker be the main villain...
Again.
And after you just killed them off...
In City,
and then you're like, well, okay. I guess it was not only false advertisement.
It was.
And I always say the story is about Joker hires these 8 assassins. And I really like Lady Shiva.
Yeah.
It was great to see her in a side mission.
It should have been Deathstroke as the main villain throughout the whole game for Origins.
I could see that.
Deadshot should have been the main villains.
Well, to me, the main villains I think they should have had is... Of course, Deathstroke should have been he should have had, let's say, someone paid him or just say, go kill the Bat, I'll give you this amount of money.
Yep.
Instead of the Joker where, no, he ain't going to do shit. He ain't knowing Joker, he ain't going to do shit. And they also did a new character, which I forgot.
The Electrocutioner?
Huh?
The Electrocutioner who got killed off.
Oh, no. With one kick.
by one punch earned kick.
Dude, when I saw it, I'm like, that's it? I'm like, this. Dude, I'll just say this. He came in and I'm a badass. I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm like, let's see how you go, bitch. And then boom.
That shit was hilarious.
Hilarious.
I laugh as hard as I can because I'm like, I'm done. This is your puss.
That was a great gag though. When they pulled off, it was funny. It was like, okay, I like what you did there.
Oh, you That's really badass, isn't
it? Personally, there's one thing I do want to say about this one key aspect of Arkham Origins that I really felt like they could have done a lot more, and that is, I really wish they could have expanded upon the Riddler to an extent.
Yeah.
But I will say this: the best boss battle was Bane.
Bane was amazing. Bane was amazing at the end of the morning.
Bane was like that final boss battle. Like I'm talking where he uses so much of the Venom toxic.
Yeah.
He was creepy.
Mr. Wayne.
Oh, he was creepy. He was like, oh shit, he's losing his mind.
And he found out about Bruce Wayne identity. Holy shit, that was dark. I mean, that was insane.
I thought Bane and Deathstroke should have been like your two main antagonists.
I agree.
I could agree with that. I mean, that's something I kind of felt like that really should have been your main villains.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, they were great. They were hard to fight too.
Yeah.
They would, even you put the easiest settings, they would still knock you out. And it was like, holy cow. It was amazing. It was genius direction. Kind of shitted on Rocksteady too a little bit.
Yeah.
Then
female Copperhead. Now I remember.
But it was good. It was overall, it was great. I mean, definitely. I'm hoping in the future we get another game of Batman, but stars Batman. I mean, I feel like due to Spider-Man and Marvel's games, I just feel like it's gracious enough we're getting the Bat family, but I think eventually we need a Batman game that stars Batman.
Sure, I would love to see that, especially maybe like without using the Joker for the millionth time.
Yeah, we never been Joker. Like one day we did the Goblin getting credit over we're getting the core hours. Hopefully this in the main version, I didn't fault appetite us. So I hope maybe that game focus more on the core hours because they I think a bigger one. It actually could be a great villain, and they probably that one off.
Yeah, because I know for Gotham Knights we're getting quarterballs, which is cool, but I would like to see it with Batman involved, and maybe he will be involved, like because we all know he's not dead. He's going to show up in the game. Yeah, he's going to show up probably at the end of the game or something like that. But I would love to see quarterballs, and if they do make a new AAA game for Batman, like for PlayStation 5, I don't know what villains I would use.
But you can't be on Mr. Freeze story ending in Arkham Knight was a great ending in my opinion. I got that ending with Mr. Freeze. That was very sad, very powerful. That was a great center of Mr. Freeze's story.
Yeah.
In fact, comment saying I will have that in the comics. Like, give me that ending of Mr. Freeze's story in the comics. I mean, amazing.
Sure. That would be pretty cool.
No, we don't get that. Well, to be fair, and the way to set the comic, Mr. Freeze and his wife, so his wife turned into ability kind of a partner, but then she went rogue, and now he's frozen. I think it wasn't clear what happened in that story.
I would love for Batman Arkham Origins to get a remastered, like to be remastered.
I'll be for that.
5. Yeah, because I think like more and more over time, people are starting to really like and appreciate what Arkham Origins did. I think some people like it even more than Arkham Knight.
It's very currently on the way, in my opinion. Arkham Origins.
Yeah, it's very.
The way that they made it, and Troy Baker Joker, perfection. Next to Mark Hamill, they're both great.
Yeah. Well, was it Mark Hamill that did the voice for Arkham Origins?
No. That wasn't Mark Hamill. That was Troy Baker.
Troy Baker. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah, because he did a phenomenal job as Joker. I loved it. Yeah. I loved his voice. And I thought the I don't know the actor's name who did Batman for Arkham Origins. I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah, he had the voice Ezio, I think. He played a great Batman.
Yeah, he was great. Again, I think the whole setup for Arkham Origins was great with the whole 8 assassins storyline.
Yeah,
they're all the whole Christmas setting. Again, it's like perfect. I'm just like, damn, I want to see more of this. Like I want to see a sequel to this. Which we're getting in a way with Gotham Knights, but I just wanted like a solo Batman story. I
understand that because Arkham Origins was solo Batman story. Arkham Series got a solo Batman story, but with Oracle, which made me happy. Arkham City was also a Batman story, but with Tindra Goblin involved. That was cool.
And which one is your favorite out of the Arkham series? Is it City or Asylum?
My favorite out of all these games. I think my favorite is City, Because City actually had a lot more story. It's fast and awesome, but there's more villains. Also, my is still I think my favorite game period because it's a great better game beginning to Arkham Knight than Flash Real game Back from the Dead.
Yeah.
Because remember before I did the Arkham franchise, Lost Real games were kind of pretty cash grabs. Not all of them. Because we had Open Line was amazing, X-Men Resident was good. Hulk Open Sun amazing, Open Spider-Man amazing. Webber Shadow was disappointing, but
yeah.
To be fair with that game, I love Spider-Man, and that game had good choice system with it. It's very interesting. Execution wise, it wasn't all bad, but it kind of fell all over the place. Spider-Man 2, the movie game was amazing. One was a good story. PS1 games were good. But after that, I can't remember what I knew was Spider-Man franchise.
And do you like a Spider-Man PS4?
Mm-hmm.
Is that your favorite Spider-Man game?
In the past decade? Yes.
Yeah. I love Spider-Man PS4. I don't, to me, it's I'd say I would put it on par with like the first Spider-Man game for the PS1.
Yeah,
back in 2000. So
I remember.
I'm excited for Miles Morales. I want to see what they do with that because I love the graphics. I love the character. I love his costume.
Yeah.
And I love what they showed, like with the two of them teaming up together to fight like Rhino and shit.
That was awesome. That's pretty cool. It picks up after the Say Never Street DLC.
Oh yeah. A year after Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, after. Which I'm actually excited about. Now, what your PS5 when we get that game? I hope you get a PS5 like in Hanukkah and Christmas. Right? Because damn it.
And did you order did you pre-order the PS5?
No, not yet. Because one, pre-order is like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Two, for what I heard, there's a pre-order is very impossible these days. Then the equity I got the same problem as well. So
yeah, it took me an hour just to pre-order the PS5 because I was just like, Jesus Christ, like why is this so hard to pre-order this shit? Like I thought people were broke. Like why are people?
I guess not.
It's like how you got money, bro? Come on now.
Yeah, because we're in a pandemic right now. Maybe people still have their jobs. They can still do it at home. My guess.
Just like but I'm excited to see what Spider-Man Part 2 for the PS5. I think they're gonna. I don't know if they're gonna use Venom, like Harry Osborn as Venom.
That intrigued me, but sometimes worried me because if they do, I think they try to over Spider-Man TV show, then I'm gonna be pissed because what? If you do, I think the over Spider-Man TV, I'm gonna be better. Because you fucked that up in over Spider-Man TV show with that bad idea. Don't be the same mistakes. However, I think they won't repeat the same thing. They may have to learn. I think for that awful TV show, do it better.
Yeah,
which I hope.
I hope not. Just like I think I have confidence that they're gonna make a great Spider-Man sequel. I just hope they don't like mess it up with like. I just hope they stay true to their comic book source material.
Yeah,
and they don't like change too much about it because I don't know if they're gonna use Green Goblin in the second one.
I think they hate the Green Goblin because when you go to Osborn's big office at MJ, you find out that the Goblin Glider. You find out I think the bombs that not the Punkin bombs, but prototypes, Punkin bombs. And you find out the spider been in the lab with the red Harry Osborn is, which that actually is an interesting question because if no one does care about his son, in this version, and trying to save him from the disease, unlike the Mission 2 movies, fuck that up, Barry. I'm not really intrigued how to get pulled off.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do it right. I have faith in them. So let's hope they do it.
They may miss the negative of one of those stupid boring villains in the comics actually interesting in the game.
Yeah, because he had a relationship with Peter Parker in the video game.
Yeah,
and they made him more sympathetic than in the comics.
Yeah, because the guy's so boring. Like, you came out doing brand new data. Brand new data was garbage. It's my review of Amazing Spider-Man Red Goblin book. Yeah. I did a huge mega rant of the review, and what the fuck was this crap? This book made no fucking sense. Red Goblin and went to shit.
It sucks, the book?
Yeah, my Deathstroke wrote the book for 10 years.
Oh wow. Yeah.
But
I have no interest in reading that book.
well,
I read the other Spider-Man books.
Yeah, the good news is, the Deathstroke book ended. He's gone. Nick Spencer's writing the book now. Nick Spencer's book is far better. Like, the Kindred stuff, amazing. I'm very true when it turns to Kindred. I'm almost spoiled for you not read it yet.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be surprised who it is.
Oh, great. But, yeah, I think that's going to be it for the stream.
Oh, wait, I never give my rating. I never give out my rankings.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Probably go by at even best to read. My favorite ever is the Arkham City. That's number 1. Arkham Asylum number 2. It's a good beginning. Arkham Knight I still like. I think Arkham Knight is still a good game. Yeah, just had some problems, but if I had to compare Arkham Origins between each, I think Arkham Knight is very criminal way, but Arkham Origins. I'll probably split that down. Arkham Origins actually my third, even I haven't played it in a very, 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 very long time. But damn it, I have to rewatch it. It's still a good story. One best story, my video, big, bad, and awesome. And finally, Arkham Knight. Not because it's bad, far from. Arkham Knight is a good sequel to Arkham City. Not a good Arkham City, but a good sequel. And it does a lot of better to Arkham Knight than it had a little bit. I bet it did.
Awesome.
And I'm very Forgotten Knights.
Awesome. And do you want to plug your channel or your Twitter, Instagram?
Yeah. You can follow me. You can Smoker. My page on Twitter. I don't have Instagram. I tried it once anyway. Work out. I find Stardust. We're good that now. I really forgot. Then everyone for Arkham discussion. Even though I came in late.
Awesome. So, thank you, Tevia. Thank you, Iron Knight Edgar, J.O. Ethan. And thank you to Nicotina Show, Igor, Anthony Beltry. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for everybody for showing up. Hope you enjoyed the stream. And, stay safe. Don't get the Rona. Be careful out there. And as always, love you all and truth out.
Bye.